What's good, y'all? So today we are going to talk about how to regulate our uh, emotions. Yeah, how to regulate our emotions. Um, or you can say, how to stay grounded through real life, family court. Maybe you're going through a breakup. Maybe you're stressed. Whatever you're going through, we're going to be talking about how can we stay more grounded when we're going through these life changes. Currently, right now, I'm pretty much going through family court. You can say, well, the divorce is done, but I'm still going through that. And amongst other things that's related to that, that's directly is affects my livelihood and all that. But one thing I can tell you is that I feel so grounded. And what grounded mean is it's I have a more sense of number one, what do I really need in these, like, while I'm going through these situations that's happened in my life? What is it that I really need? What are the needs that I need to meet within myself to feel grounded, to really feel grounded in my body, to really feel confident, to know what is really reality, what is really real right now. Um, Having a sense of purpose, having a sense of who I am and how I want to respond while I'm going through everything I'm going through. Or you can say in the midst of, my family court situation and the other aspects or the other things that's happening that corresponds to that. Um, One thing I want to say this, like, this is not easy to go through. It's very hurtful, especially going through, you can say, family court. I felt very powerless to change my circumstance when it comes to my children. I felt very dismissed, not heard by the state, felt silenced. All those emotions I felt as I'm still going through it. But through it all, I've still managed to feel grounded in who I am and how I want to react, and still having the confidence in myself and knowing that I will be okay. And also having real, genuine joy in knowing that things will be good. I will recover. And also that has allowed me to be more strategic in what I actually do, how I respond to court filings, how I show up for my children, regardless of what is happening to me in the court system. regardless of whatever it is their mother is doing to me, knowingly, like for real, like knowingly, regardless of that, there is hope of recovery. There is hope of restoration. There is hope of me seeing my children again. And there is just this badass energy, like of like, yo, okay, whatever. Y'all can't break me. You cannot break me. And so again, we're here to learn how to stay grounded through real life, family court, breakups, stress, and whatever you're going through. So the next step, right? I want to say this. We don't fall apart not because life gets hard, but because we don't know how to handle what we feel inside. And so, in order to really feel grounded in your body, when things are happening to you, right? When, for example, when, I got a protection from abuse order, that was something that was happening to me. So, a lot of restrictions. I had to turn in my guns and shit like that. I couldn't see my kids. And I was literally facing, not being able to see my kids. And again, during that situation, I felt hurt, dismissed, angry. I was furious. But what I had to do was to sit with and feel my emotions. I had to sit in the I had to sit in feeling dismissed. I had to sit in this feeling of being punished. I had to sit in these feelings of not feeling good enough. I had to sit in these feelings of, not feeling worthy of love, if I'm being honest. But once I was able to sit in these hurtful emotions, right, I was able to, you can say, know what I actually needed to really feel better. And so once I was able to sit with my emotions, I was able to meet those needs. So if I needed to, so if I felt dismissed, that means I needed to be understood. I needed someone to listen to me. So once I was able to sit with those feelings of feeling dismissed, I allowed myself to feel those feelings, allow those emotions to speak, and then I was able to give myself what I needed to feel more secure without blaming my ex-wife for what she's doing and seeking her, wanting her to understand me, understand why and what she's doing to me. And that's pretty much what in my situation specifically, we we want to be understood. We feel so not heard, not understood, and we want to be heard by this person. But the truth is, they are not in a position to acknowledge what they're doing. They are not in a position or self-awareness to acknowledge what they're doing is hurtful. They can care less about what they're doing. And so when we feel these feelings of when we feel dismissed, when we feel like no one's listening to us, they don't see what they're doing is wrong. Like all these things that we want them to acknowledge, and we're giving away our power, and we're giving away what we want them to do that we can do for ourselves. So the answer is this. Um, the answer isn't to run from your emotions. It's to learn how to handle your emotions. It's learning how to sit with your emotions, to feel your emotions, to hear what your emotions is trying to say, allowing it to speak. So your emotions show up as sensations in your body. And for me, whenever I'm feeling dismissed, right? There is like this, there is some core feelings or sensations that I feel in my chest or in my head, right? These are certain feelings that I have, yeah, emotions that are showing up in my body, in my head, right? And so whenever I'm feeling this way, whenever I'm feeling dismissed and I feel these sensations, I'm usually sitting with them. I'm sitting with those emotions. They show up. They can show up in many different ways. They can show up, you know, different sensations. I don't know, like sensations in your head can feel like fog, right? You ever had like a foggy feeling in your head? That's a part of your personality protecting, you know, another part of your another part of your personality. Maybe it's protecting you from crying. Maybe it's protecting you, that sensation in your head, that block in your head. It feels like a block. It feels like something's blocking you. It's like a numbing feeling. That part of you is protecting you from actually sadness, that you need to actually cry. You probably need to cry, need to express those other emotions, but those other emotions, that protecting part of you is showing up in your body as fog in your head or a feeling in your chest, whatever, wherever it is with you. But for me, it could be it shows up in my head a lot. And so the answer is to sit with that and understand that and meet that emotional need without having to, without needing the person who offended you to meet those needs or acknowledge you when they are not in the position to do it. So, all right. So how do we stay grounded? So how do we, here's like a quick framework to stay grounded. And this is something I do in many different ways. I do this in many different ways. So for me, every morning and night, I'm meditating and I'm just feeling my body. I'm just feeling sensations in my body, right? And during that time, I'm scanning sensations in my body. You can feel I'll feel pulse, my body pulsating. I can feel like little crickly feelings in my arms and shit like that. More heavier triggers in my chest or in my head. I'm just sitting and I'm feeling and I'm asking questions. What are you feeling? So let's say like there's a part of my body in my head, right? I'm feeling sensations in my head that's feel like it's blocking me from actually feeling my sadness so that I can release it. So that I can release. So I'm sitting with that protecting part of me, that sensation, and I'm asking the questions like, why are you feeling this way? Well, maybe it's I got triggered by something. Maybe in my body, maybe it just wants to be it wants me to be present with this part of me. And so I'm closing my eyes, I'm talking to this part of me, I'm asking it, what do you need right now? And usually, it's not your mind or like the logic of your head, talking to you. It's really that quiet part part of you that usually speaks back to you. And so for me, that could look like, I'm sitting with this part of me and I'm like, yo, like, man, right now I'm feeling angry, upset. And there's a part of me that's protecting me with sensations of like a sharp feeling in my chest, something like that. And so what I'm gonna do, just sit with that. I'm gonna sit with that sensation that I'm feeling. And I'm letting it know I'm here with you. I'm just sitting with it, saying, I'm here with you. I'm breathing, taking deep breaths in. I'm letting out, I am here with you. So I'm allowing I'm allowing these sensations, which is showing up as emotions. I'm allowing them to, I'm just sitting with them, you can say. Let's just say I'm just sitting with them. And I'm asking questions like, what do you need right now? What do you need from me? Sometimes for me, what I need in that moment is just to sit with that part and let that part know I'm here with you right now. Sometimes I may need a hug, right? So I hug myself. Maybe in that quiet voice, that part of me is saying, I want a hug. I want to be held. And so I will hug myself. I'll be literally laying down and I'll be hugging myself, bro or sis. I'm literally hugging myself until that emotion dissolves, until that sensation turns into something else. Or you can feel more of after you sit with that part, sometimes it takes longer than others. Sometimes it takes me 20 minutes. Sometimes it takes 45 minutes. But as long as you let yourself know that you are here with those parts of you, you should be good. And the more you practice, you know, the better you are more in tune with your body and the better you will feel more secure on a daily basis. The more you practice doing this. So here's the practice that I just created just for this live. Now I have many other videos where I'm actually demonstrating how to sit with your emotions and feel your emotions. I have a actual guided meditation where I'm actually guiding you to feel your emotions. I also have a guided meditation for you to feel your loneliness. And all those videos are on my page. So for this video, how to stay grounded. So first you want to pause. let's say you angry, someone triggered you. Let's say you have a lot of stress from whatever it is you're going through. So you just want to sit, maybe just for like at least 5 minutes, bro, or sit like 5 minutes. Maybe just sit somewhere, sit in your car. You can sit in your room, somewhere quiet, right? You can sit and just pause and sit with whatever it is you're feeling. Now, sometimes when you sit with what you're feeling, it may disappear. That's okay. Just still sit there. Put a timer on. It could be for a minute. Maybe you want to start out just doing this for a minute. Do it for a minute. It's better to do it when you actually are triggered in the moment and when you feel the trigger right away. But again, just pause and sit. Second one, oh yeah. The second one, yeah. You start to feel, you just sit and feel. And what you're looking for is sensations. However you feel triggered in your body, whatever sensation you're feeling, you are trying to bring your awareness when you're closing your eyes, however you want to do it, open your eyes open, but you're just bringing your awareness to your body and that part of your body that feels triggered. And you're sitting with it. So let's say I'm triggered in my head. So my awareness in the moment, I'm focusing on my head. So I'm breathing. I see you right now. I feel you right now in my head. So you're focusing, your awareness is in your head now. Now, what does that sensation look like? What does it feel like? It don't have to be perfect. Just have a mental image of that sensation in your head. And so you're going to be the person observing this part of you that's feeling, or I'm sorry, you're going to be the person that's observing the sensation that you're feeling in your body. So after you do that, you're going to ask it like, how are you feeling right now? Now, I encourage you to download, and I want you to get a feeling wheel. I also did a video about how to name your emotions. So when you have certain sensations, we got to start putting the emotional, I'm sorry, the name of what we're feeling, so that we know and we can recall whatever it is we're feeling. So if we feel angry, we can say, I feel angry. But there's a more root level, like, so okay, what's underneath being angry? That could be you feel, let's say the root level of your anger is you feel hostile. You feel very hostile with somebody in that moment, right? So that could be the root emotion. And so what you're going to do is just feel that hostility in your body. It makes you want to feel what? It makes you feel what? So you ask it. Right now I feel so like I want to react. I feel so hostile right now. I feel so, or furious, like I want to react. So where are you feeling that in your body right now? What does it feel like in your body? And what is that emotion driving you to do? So these are all these questions that could be coming up when you are sitting, feeling that emotion that you're feeling, which is that sensation in your body in that moment. After that, then you want to, once you understand what you're feeling, what I usually do, so for example, once I get to a stage where, okay, right now I'm feeling really angry right now, And I may need to, you can say, hit something or squeeze something, right? Do that in a safe place, right? Maybe for me, I'm feeling that emotion. I'm angry, I'm upset. So I'm sitting with it. It's in my body. And it's like this feeling of, I want to squeeze something. I'm just so angry at somebody. I want to squeeze something. Now imagine if you, and this is how a lot of times we, you know, this is why a lot of violence happens, right? We're so angry in the moment and in our body, like we're so triggered in our body. And let's say we are so furious where we want to react, right? See, that's the body. That's that sensations in your body that's pushing you to release. It's pushing you to release. And so sometimes with me, that's like, I want to do something physically to that person. But if you are aware of yourself, you know, okay, this is where I probably need to express this in a safe place. So you mad. So what I would do last time, I was squeezing the pillow so hard, bro, like, or since whatever, I'm like squeezing this pillow like, "Ugh." And until that first level of emotion just was not in my body, I actually released it in a safe way. And so after you sit with those feelings, you identify what you're feeling, and again, you're going to use a emotional wheel to really understand what you're feeling in that moment. You're going to sit with this sensation. What is it asking you to do? Which for me, it wants to squeeze something. I'm gonna put it like that. It wants to squeeze something. It wants to hit something. So do it. So do that in a safe place. Hit something so you can release that 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 energy, right? The second thing you want to do is, okay, the next level you want to get to is you want to get to the vulnerability of that emotion. So what are you disappointed at? What do you feel disappointed? So whatever triggered that response in you, in your body. So first you were angry, first you were upset, and you had to let go of that first anger. I'm sorry, you had to let go of that anger, right? And you finally calmed down. So what's under the anger? The next level of, you can say, feeling, and because you want more clarity around your emotions. So the next part is, okay, what am I disappointed about? And so these are the kind of questions you're asking yourself to get more clarity so you can know how to respond. So you can know how to respond based upon whatever it is you are going through. So you don't just react out of these emotions, out of these of feelings, which will further destroy your life. And so first I said pause, then you're going to feel, you're going to ask questions. So after that, once you figure out, okay, I'm feeling angry, I'm disappointed that this happened, I wanted this to happen. So that's the vulnerability. And then after that, you're going to say, you know what do I fear right now? Right now. And then it's more so, now you're going to ask yourself this question. You're going to ask, okay, what do I fear is going to happen? And that's where you're getting more vulnerability, and you're getting more closer to childhood wound, right? So for me, let's say I'm going through this process. Let's say I paused, I sat with myself real quick. I'm noticing I'm just upset that, you know, the judge totally shut me down, right? And I'm feeling so dismissed and angry, upset. And my vulnerable part of me is like, man, all I really wanted was them to hear me. I wanted them to see me. I wanted them to at least acknowledge my arguments, right? The more vulnerable parts of that, which is the fear, is I'm afraid of the courts punishing me with jail time. I don't know, like whatever it is. I'm afraid that no one will ever no, I'm afraid that I don't matter to anybody. I'm afraid of punishment. I'm afraid of being silenced. I'm afraid. I feel like I don't matter. See, that's the root thing. I feel like I don't matter to these people. I don't matter to my ex-wife. I don't matter to the court system. And so so the point is, once you do these steps, then you're able to really understand, okay, so now you go through that. You sit with your feelings, you pause, you sit down, you feel what's there. You ask those emotions questions, those sensations in your body questions. Then after that, you have enough information to where, and this is, in real practice, like in real practice, by this time I'm already calm. Like I'm already calm. I know what I'm feeling. I know what I need to really feel better. And so for me, the fourth thing I want you to do is meet your need. So if you're feeling angry, feeling upset, if you're feeling dismissed, like in my situation, I feel dismissed, I feel not heard, not seen, I start to express that to myself. I start talking about what I wanted them to know. I start talking about what I wanted them to do. I start talking about, you know, saying it to myself. And I also, in second person, I validate myself. I said, well, no, I do matter. What I have to say does matter. Right. And I start to revalidate myself. So what I really wanted them to do was to see me, to hear me, to acknowledge my arguments, to acknowledge what I have to say. They ain't do that. So now I sat with the angry feelings. And so now I'm going to validate myself. And you're already doing that if you are sitting with your body, if you're sitting with yourself. So after you paused, you felt your emotions, you asked yourself questions, you heard yourself, you sat with yourself, you understood yourself, and you started to validate yourself. Now you can be more strategic with what you need to do. Now you in a better emotional positive space. You feel like, all right, now it's like, all right, so I know that in this moment, they're not going to listen to me. Right now, they're not, you know, they are actively trying to destroy my life, right? But there is a sense in you now, you pretty much know that they're not going to do that. And you're not looking for them for validation, looking for them to acknowledge your pain, looking for them to uh, acknowledge that they are wrong. All these, they don't give a fuck about what you're going through, how you feel. They are acting strategically through the law, fucking your life up. But now you're not relying on them to. Now if you've done this, and again, do this over time. But the more you sit with yourself, the more you can gain understanding of what's really real right now. And you can really know what you're feeling, meet your needs, and become more strategic in how you respond to what's actually going on. You have a sense of yourself, how you want to respond. Now, I would say values, my own personal values is love. I really don't want to react how or do anything remotely what my ex-wife is doing to me. I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm not saying I can't, react and then do something that I will, later regret. That's possible. But that's not the kind of person I really want to be. I want to respond in love. First to myself. Second, I want to protect myself, right? In my situation, it may look different for you. Protect yourself. And so protecting myself in my situation looks like me having boundaries on how I communicate, how I interact with her, what she can say and what she can't say to me. If she wants to have a conversation with me, if she wants to be respectful with me, if she wants this is how I treat myself. Protecting, being strategic. So now you done did all this work. Now you're being strategic with how you actually move, how you protect yourself legally. You're not doing it now. You done did all this. You done did this grounded exercises. You're doing it consistently. Now you're not just reacting because now you understand yourself. You understand your emotions. You felt your emotions. And that initial angst to want to respond, you already felt that. You already sat with yourself. You validate yourself. You acknowledge yourself. You loved yourself. You hugged yourself. Whatever you needed to do to meet your needs in that moment, you did it. So now you're clear. Okay, now what I gotta do, practically to make sure they don't ruin my life. And so protecting yourself. Now you can respond. You can respond in a really strategic way. You can respond with clarity because you see everything clearly. And I want to say this, bro, or sis, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's going to take you some time. It's going to take you some time, and that's okay. That's okay. So I want to know in the comments, what are you going through right now? Are you going through any court drama? Are you going through a breakup? Are you stressed out? What are you going through right now? Next question. How is it making you feel? How is whatever you're going through, how is that making you feel? Do you feel angry? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel confused? Do you feel bad? Do you feel disillusioned? Next question. What lie is your situation trying to make you believe about yourself? I'm going to ask that question again. What lie, because it's a lie, is your situation making you believe about yourself? For example, do you feel like, do you now believe and say, you know what? I don't matter. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not lovable. I deserve, I don't deserve love. These are the lies. But what has this, whatever you're going through, what is that making you feel about yourself? And again, for me, it made me feel like I wasn't enough. I'm not good enough. But here is the next question. What is the truth? No, but throughout all of this, what do you stand on? So now that you have clarity, let's say you've, through practice, you sat with your emotions, you understand what you're feeling, and you begin to meet those needs. You begin to be more clear about, okay, and respond from clarity now. You're going to respond to your situation differently now because you're not confused about what you're feeling inside. You are grounded in knowing yourself, knowing how and what kind of person you want to become. And you can strategically, you know, see things, see reality as it really is. So, what do you stand on in that moment? What do you stand on? I stand on, for me, it could be like, I stand on, I am lovable. I stand on the fact that I am a good father. I stand on the fact that I really do trust myself to handle this in the right way. I stand on that I am a good person. I stand on, I trust myself to do what's in the best interest of myself and my children. And so, last question. What's one small action you can take today from this clarity, right? So what can you do now? Now that you had the clarity, you went through the process, what can you do? What is one small thing you can do in the situation you're in? They trying to, whatever's you're going through, whatever's coming at you, you can't control that. But now that you're more grounded in who you are. You're more grounded in your purpose. You're more grounded in the kind of person you want to be. You're more grounded in, you know, in how you want to respond. You're not reactive. What are you going to do now? So these are the questions I want you guys to ask yourself. You can write this in the comments. I also want to say, this is my first time actually going live. If I'm being honest, I'm really working on, my speaking and speaking better. So hopefully this was useful. This was helpful to you guys. And let me know what I need to work on, because I'm still growing myself. And so just being honest and transparent, right? I'm a very honest and transparent person, and just being vulnerable with you guys. I'm, learning to better speak. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous doing this, but I do think that I have something to say, and I really do want to help people. And I care about I care about helping people to become better versions of themselves. And I do that by practice every day. And so I'm just here to share my experience with you guys. I'm here to, share, what I'm going through. I'm here to be of service and help you become the better version of yourself. And so thank you for being with me, and I see you guys later. Peace.